Previously, in the anime, Kazuya had a kimono of his late mother that he always carried around. But one day a weird wig happened to attack Kazuya and his kimono turned into a beautiful girl named Kiriha. She put an end to that wig attacker and explains that wig was an amasoji. Apparently they take birth from humans' wishes, but on the contrary, she's called a tsukumogami, a being took consciousness from tools that humans have used the most. Then Kiriha took Kazuya to a local goddess because there was a seal on Kazuya that prevented him from remembering his past, but somehow the seal weakened and he was able to summon Kiriha. So the goddess asked Kazuya to become a Mali-sun cleanser to end all amasoji that he attracted, and Kiriha refused because it was dangerous, but Kokuri didn't want to know for an answer, so she got into a fight and dropped a big water blast on Kiriha and Kazuya. So as the story continues, Kiriha used every ounce of her powers to block the attack and as a result, her size got smaller, so Kazuya wanted to give up and become the Mali-sun cleanser. But Kiriha refused to let Kazuya take on that dangerous job, but she got her bottoms up and as they drowned, Kazuya woke up in another realm and sought his own mother, but he didn't recognize her. She asked Kazuya to become strong to save Kiriha instead, and told him to use Kiriha's true name to wield her and her powers, and then the dream ends. Their Kokuri was again ready to attack. And Kazuya used Kiriha's true name to wield her to fight alongside her. Kiriha didn't like it that Kazuya used her true name to wield her, and the reason was pretty obvious. Bro is weak and lacks experience. Their Kokuri made a serpent out of her water, so Kazuya made the shield but a pointy one to cut the serpent, then he used a big-sized drill to end the fight, but Kokuri is still a goddess and turned the tables, so Kazuya agreed to become a Mali-sun cleanser or whatever to and save Kiriha. Then suddenly Kokuri's mask fell off and she turned into a child. So Kiriha certainly enjoyed this turn of events, so that mask was the reason of her powers. Then Kiriha took hold of this chance for some sweet revenge. Then after the revenge was done and Kokuri explains why she did it, she was just trying to make Kazuya command Kiriha, but that was more than a nudge she gave. And that is why Kiriha again gave her a roly-poly attack for her idiotic action. But while leaving, Kiriha and Kokuri were hiding a big secret from Kazuya as Kiriha told Kokuri to complete her work. Then as they left, a new problem arose for Kokuri. As for Kiriha, she was taking a bath with Kazuya, and after washing up when he laid in the tub, she remembered that Kanaka had asked Kiriha to protect Kazuya if anything unforeseen happens to her, so Kiriha promised to keep Kazuya safe from then on. Later, Kazuya asked his sister for her older clothes, but she's just a pervert, so Kazuya left and asked his friend for the favor. Well, let's leave the clothes aside because it's extremely perverted that Osamu gave him. Then from the next day training to become stronger starts and our weakling just drops out from a few miles of jogging. After that, Kiriha started to teach him how to wield her. And it was seriously funny, because against Kokuri he showed such great control and now he can't even make a single layered shield, so in the bath, Kiriha explained that a tsukumogami becomes a being of flesh and they can't exist without their owners. Until the fight with Kokuri, she had never accepted Kazuya as her owner, but now that she used her life force, she became a childlike tsukumogami. But for Kazuya to control her, she was teaching him about the arts manually. But Kazuya failed to do so in every turn of point. Then the next day the harsh training began again, and the spectators came to watch the show as Kiriha was beating up Kazuya for his training. It was such a shame how strong he was at shrine and now he's just a lump of weak bones. Well, Kokuri doesn't want to be in the middle of them, so she was leaving to go to her shrine. But the way she was going was different, so she had to show them their new home. Her shrine got busted after the fight with Kazuya and the storm, so they changed their address temporarily. But into the main topic, a new amasogi was rising at the school, so that day, the student council president called Kazuya to handle this matter. He didn't recognize him, but he's the dude who got controlled by Wig because he loved Kazuya. Well, let's set that aside. Tadata called them over because a non-officially recognized RPG club had taken over the social studies clubroom, and whoever he was, he could summon monsters. On the way, Osamu ran into them and tagged along, but the clubroom wasn't there where it should be. Then the way they came from got blocked as well and the moron behind it came out and he wants Tadata to certify his club. Tadata refused and so Nakashima unleashed that monster at them. So they ran for life and entered a room to hide, but even that turned out to be a drawing. So now that remains is to fight back and Kiriha told Kazuya to use his brain for a bit. And Kazuya actually did and remembers the book he was holding should be Amasogi that makes any drawing reality. So pencil drawing was the case, then they used water to erase it, but that didn't work out, so Kazuya used fire extinguisher. Now that did the trick, so they made a run for it and used it in that wall. But another wall was set up. Nakashima was bent on getting approval, and his minotaur that lost his hand got the hand back, but it was different. Anyways, there was another extinguisher just to the right of the minotaur, so Kazuya steps up with Kiriha and grabs the extinguisher and erased the drawing. After that, Osamu got a nice explanation and saw how to use the book, and if the drawing is torn off from the book, creation gets erased too, but the Yamasoge belonged to Nakashima. So he has to destroy it or he'll have to go through Mali-sun atonement, sorta like a divine punishment. That is why he tore it off in front of them, but he's saved from the book. But Osamu was a genius in underhanded techniques because he had swapped the book. That's how he checkmate with the flare dragon. After that, Osamu explained how Nakashima drew his perfect minotaur, and that is why he is an idiot. He could have made many other things, like grown-up Kiriha for example, so Nakashima quickly tore of the Yamasoge to save Kazuya and ended things right there. And then the new day starts with a new problem, as this Hiroshima guy proposed to Chisato and she rejected him because she's into someone else. Kazuya saw this and asked her who's the lucky guy. But she refused to tell him because he's that guy. Their Kiriha sniffed pudding in Chisato's bag but found an old doll. It holds a special place in her heart. After that, the next day in school turns out to be serious, and as Kazuya ran into a girl, suddenly a dating simulator choices popped up. Not sure what it was, Kazuya chose the wrong option. So with that slap, he came to classroom and saw the whole school is into this. Their Shiro saw Kazuya. So he called him over and told him the best budding romance couple would get a nice ending under the cherry blossom tree. And that is why the whole school is playing this dating sim game. Clearly it was a gal game Yamasoge, so that sums it up. But he saw Chisato with Hiroshima, so Kazuya just tried to talk to her, and she told him they are not friends, so just stay away. That's why Kazuya thought Hiroshi did something to her, and when he got angry, Chisato slapped him and took the guy away. Hiroshi was in the high horse because he's a pro at pure heart game. So Kiriha got sure he's the owner of Yamasoge because he knew the game's name, so Kazuya asked from an expert's point of view. And he knew the game clearly and explains each detail necessary to clear out the game and have a happy ending. So taking his advice, Kazuya started the game, and now he has to get Chisato's attention. That is why he chose the free response and asked for help in math problems. That did the trick and she agreed. Affection were rising, but the second time he messed up, so for the third time, Osamu joined in for the lunch and Chisato didn't like it. But Osamu played nice and cleared the stage with his silver tongue to impress Chisato. That's how it's done, and Kazuya has to do it like this. She had made some nice lunch and Kazuya tells Chisato that her cooking is like that a mother would make. That raised the affection level again, and now Kazuya has to go just like this. Making the right response, raise the affection with combos, but that's easier said than done, because Chisato then asked about Kiriha and no window showed up. So Kazuya answered she was just sleeping in her gym clothes, and moving forward, Kazuya completely messed up and Chisato goes off hating him. Basically the game is over now. But Osamu knew of a bug that'll put him back in the game. The trick is NTR combo, where Kazuya gets one last conversation. If things go well, Kazuya could win in one shot, and thanks to that, Kazuya managed to get there before Hiroshi completes the game. They were both childhood friends, and Kazuya triggered her good time of playing house, which did the work, and Kazuya won Chisato. But that ninny Hiroshi ran off, so while Kazuya and Chisato were taking some rest, Kiriha and Osamu goes off to catch him. But at noon, Chisato got aggressive and tied Kazuya up to do the work. Bro got the luck of the devil, and at the same time Hiroshi told them the game Yamasoge he was playing is of the PC version. If that's the case, then it's bad. Because the PC version is 19+ game, while Osamu and Hiroshi broke the game while Kiriha got there to stop them. But they were already separated. Kiriha tried to torture Kazuya to speak up what happened, but he never said anything. But they got to enjoy their last time playing house, so that's that. And that's where our today's video comes to an end. But stay tuned to watch its another part. Till then, subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon to get the latest update. So let's meet in the next day. Take care.